Hi everybody, Chris here from Truly Holistic. Now I wanted to do a video to show you a couple of new products that have come to Truly Holistic. The first product is an extension. At the moment we've created this Wi-Fi kit, and I will mention this before we bring this new product. And the Wi-Fi kit is got 4 items in it. And it's for anybody out there that's obviously very sensitive to EMF, electromagnetic frequencies, also Wi-Fi, 5G, those sorts of things. And the first product within that is the cell phone tab, that you place a little tab on your cell phone, which again makes your cell phone a device that's, instead of a device that's draining your energy, a device that will charge your energy. And a lot of the products we use at Truly Holistic are not blockers. They just transform the energy from an energy that's chaotic and a disturbing field that irritates your field because it's not compatible with it, and it actually removes the structure of your field, okay, which lowers your vibration and frequency. So what these devices do is they flip it into energy that is more harmonious, more compatible, and more structured, so therefore you will not feel the ill effects of it, and actually it will actually charge your field with these beneficial energies that a lot of these devices anchor in. So you'll get a cell phone tab that you can place on your cell phone. You'll get an electrical plug as well, that is just an extension of use of the cell phone tab, where you can plug it into your wall socket, and that transforms all the wiring within your home, including all the way to your smart meter, and even transform outside the home. And again, what a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of the wiring in the walls of your home is bleeding out electricity. We call that dirty electricity. And you think about, like when you're sleeping at night, a lot of the times your headboard is right against the wall, right? So you're only a few inches away from the wall, and there's all that electricity bleeding out of the wiring and the wall. So you can get affected quite often by just that dirty electricity that's being bled through the home. So that electrical plug will transform that energy very much like the cell phone tab does for your phone. You also, within that Wi-Fi pack, you will also get a Wi-Fi ring, which you can place on the Wi-Fi router, the modem, okay, to transform that energy. And it's just a little small tensor ring. And the last one that you get is more of a device that works on the space of just general home space, which we call the Ascension Activator, which is a ring, again, the same qubit measure as the Wi-Fi ring, but it's also got what we call a starburst on it, which allows that column of light, which a tensor ring anchors in, to broadcast it out, and it broadcasts that energy out 300 feet. So it will obviously cover your home and also your neighbors. So that's what's included in there. Now this new product is a kind of addition you could add to that Wi-Fi pack. It's a bigger ring that we've made, a little bit more used with a 10 gauge copper wire. So it's a bit more heavy duty, and we call this the laptop ring. Why we're calling it a laptop ring? Because for people that have got a laptop, and obviously it's called a laptop for a reason, right? Is you get the computer and you place it on your lap. So what we really recommend when you do that, especially when you're using your laptop with it being plugged into the wall, is placing a cushion, giving yourself a little bit of room between the laptop and your lap. And then what you do is you get this ring here, you place it on the cushion, and you place your laptop on top of that. Now this ring, again, as I say, like any tensor ring, anchors in frequencies. This is a particular qubit measure that was brought through to me here at Truly Holistic. We call it the gateway qubit. And this gateway qubit allows anything that's within this ring to connect it to its higher aspects of itself, its divine aspects of itself. So it's not going to be sitting in that lower vibrational field that affects us, right? So when we place that laptop on there, it's going to transform all the energies into an energy that is not going to be irritating your auric field. It's going to be compatible to you. It's actually going to charge your energies. As I say, all the devices we use are not blockers. They transform the energies. Now, other ways you can use this ring is you can place it under your fruit bowl. And what that does, it anchors that energy in, which is going to keep your fruit fresh for longer. It's also going to restructure that fruit that you have in the bowl or food you have in the bowl. So when you then get to consuming it, you're going to digest it better. You're going to get more nutrients, more bioavailable nutrients as well, because it's going to connect all that fruit to its higher aspects of self. And one thing we must remember, that everything within this reality is here because it's connected to a higher aspect of itself, which we call consciousness. Okay, so that enables that aspect of that fruit or that substance to be connected to a higher aspect of itself. So what you end up doing is you're not only feeding yourself as the human here, but you're feeding your multi-dimensional aspects of yourself at the same time. Pretty cool, eh? Now, another way you can use this is you can place this ring on top of your fridge, fridge gives off a lot of EMF. One of the greatest devices in your home that will give a lot of EMF, so you can place on there. And while that's sitting there, you can place all your supplements within this ring, and it'll be charging and structuring your essential oils and supplements within the ring. Another way you can use this is it fits over the head. So if you've got a headache or anything of that nature, or congestion in the head, you can just let it sit over your neck like that, and it's creating that column of light that's going through that ring. So that's covering your head. So, whether that's sinus congestion, nasal congestion, just a headache, or you wanting a bit more clarity, feel heavy behind the eyes or on top of the head. So that's another great way of using the ring. So that's using the gateway qubit. So that is the laptop ring. Now, another device that is brand new it's a pretty gnarly looking device, and we call it, come up with the name was Cerebro, and I guess that's a bit of a tip of the hat to Cerebro within the X-Men with Professor Xavier, which he wears this headset which he calls Cerebro to have a greater connection to the collective, people all around the world at a higher aspect of their mind. Now, what this does, this is made of a number of qubit measures. So you get obviously a ring at the bottom, as you can see here, which is going to be changeable for whoever orders it, because we're going to have to know the circumference of your head or your cranium, so we can know the right qubit measure to use. That is going to, because some people's heads are smaller than others. I've got a lot of knowledge in here, so I've got quite a big head. So I need quite a big qubit measure to go around this head, right? So that will be interchangeable, that bottom one. Now, the other qubit measures that we have here will be probably the regular ones we use for everybody that wants one of these. And within here, we've got the gateway qubit, the same qubit measure we've used for the laptop ring. We've got the ascension qubit, which connects you to your source. So we've got a qubit measure that connects you to your higher self. So we've got a qubit measure that connects you all the way back to source. We've also got a qubit measure which had for a wee while, but don't use it a lot in a lot of the tools, and it's called the Milnir qubit. And the Milnir qubit, I guess you can tell that I'm a big fan of MCU by that name, because that's Thor's hammer. But what I found with the Milnir qubit was it's a qubit measure that works more at the physical level. The gateway qubit, the ascension qubit, works more about your higher levels of consciousness that exist outside of this reality, but bringing them here. Now, the Milnir qubit is more about the physicality aspect of you. It works on making you stronger and more of a physical strength bringing through. So we added that one into the mix as well. And this is something that I've been using for quite some time. And I used to get quite a lot of sinus congestion and headaches. And I used to have family that had the same thing. And whenever I place this on, all of a sudden, 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, it alleviates the headache, alleviates the pressure in my head, brings more clarity. So it's wonderful for those things. But it's not only for that. So I would recommend this for people that gets headaches, people get migraines, get nasal congestion, sinus pain, nasal pain, throat issues, anybody that's got a head cold. This is wonderful for that and helping restore yourself through that healing mechanism, because we've got to remember, when we have like a head cold or those sorts of things, runny nose, fever, we're really in a healing crisis. The body's trying to heal itself in that phase. It's not really sickness like we would normally say would be sick, right? And this enables that process quicker though, because I've tried this before when I've felt like I'm about to come down with something, and I get over it pretty quickly by wearing this. Also, this is going to connect you at a very high level because of the qubit measures that are being brought forth to. Now, the way that we've made it is because there are other people that make what they call a head mask, and it will have a full ring at the bottom, but then the rest of it is not a full ring. They're just semicircle attachments that go over top. Now, every aspect that's on here is a full ring, okay? It's not a semicircle, it's a full ring, and we just bend it into that shape. And you can actually bend these bits to whatever you want it to as well. So I'll put it on now, and so this is what it looks like. So essentially that point was getting to right where your third eye is, okay, and what people call a third eye, I call it the ascension eye. Another name we can call it is a singularity eye, and that is with your heart and this eye here are your powers, okay? Because our place of attention affects where our intention comes from, and we don't want our intention coming from the mind with fear. We want it coming from the heart with love. So this works on that aspect of you too. It's a wonderful device, and as I say, it's been around for quite a while, but not for customers to have the option to buy. And I just think it's such a great device that I want to put it out there and share for people that have headaches, migraines, congestion in their head. So that's another new product, which we call Cerebro. So there's a couple new products. This headrest, which we call Cerebro, and also this laptop ring. So they're on my website at trulyholistic.net. Till next time, bye.